Hello, my name is Richard Ellis, and I have the great pleasure of being the Vice President of Corporate Social Responsibility at Walgreens Boots Alliance. And it's my job to welcome you to the first ever broadcast between Walgreens Boots Alliance and Vitamin Angels. Now, Vitamin Angels and Walgreens have had a partnership that goes back many years. But this is the first time that there's ever been a broadcast to the whole of the company. It gives me also tremendous pleasure to talk to you a little bit about the background to this relationship and why I personally am very, very proud to be part of today's activities. When Walgreens Boots Alliance was formed, one of its key strategic planks was helping people live healthier and happier lives. And so the CSR agenda endeavours to find programs and activities that demonstrate this in action. So we began looking for a charity to work with, and we discovered Vitamin Angels. And what impressed us about Vitamin Angels was the impact that they were having already, and also the fact that they operated not just in the developing world, but in the developed world as well. From our point of view as a company, America and the UK are our biggest markets, and we recognise that there are children in these areas in need of help and assistance in the same way that there are in other parts of the world. So this was the background to our wanting to form an alliance with Vitamin Angels. And over the years, we've got to know each other better. We understand how each other works. And during this time, we've been able to reach a large number of milestones, and we've been able to celebrate those in person. Unfortunately, today, we have to celebrate virtually because of COVID-19, the fact that we have now reached the enormous total of 250 million courses of vitamins being donated to mothers-to-be and children around the world. In case you thought you might have misheard something or that there's a problem with the technology, I did say 250 million courses of vitamins have been donated to mothers-to-be and young children. I think this is an amazing achievement and one that everybody within the company should feel really proud of. But you don't really want me to tell you more about this. It would be much better for the person who is really the architect of all of this, Howard Schiefer, the founder and CEO of Vitamin Angels. And he is going to explain to you the various programs that we run and the impact that we are having around the world. Howard.
Thank you, Richard. Welcome to all of our friends at Walgreens Boots Alliance. We're so happy to be here today. We're here today to help celebrate our achievement of reaching 250 million women and children in over 70 countries around the world with life-changing nutritional support. We're so incredibly proud of the work Walgreens Boots Alliance is doing in communities around the world, and we're thrilled to be partnering globally to help even more mothers and children. Vitamin Angels is now the largest organization in the world doing vitamin and nutrition interventions to reach women and children from conception through 5 years old through the NGO, the nonprofit, and the faith-based communities. We know that vitamins and essential nutrients literally are both life-changing and life-saving. We've seen the research that shows that just 2 high-dose vitamin A per year can reduce child mortality for children under 5 by up to 24%. We've seen the Lancet study that showed a multiple prenatal vitamin as opposed to just iron folic acid The standard recommendation for every government around the world and the World Health Organization can reduce infant mortality by 29% in the first 6 months. And most importantly, we've met the women and the children whose lives are being impacted by not having access to proper nutrition. We know the women and children who call one tortilla breakfast, or for whom a bowl of corn porridge is their only meal of the day. We've spoken to the families who are having to decide between paying the rent or buying groceries their children need to be healthy. We know that people are forced to get lower quality food, less nutritious food, because it's less expensive. We know this is why many of the women and children we serve eat starch-heavy diets, things like rice and corn, highly processed food, and junk food, because that's all they can afford. And we know the impact this has on their health and their lives and their children's health and their children's lives. We've met with the families who are heartbroken after losing a baby at a week or a month old. We see the children who say they're 14, but look like they're 8 or 9 years old, and we know that their growth has been stunted due to poor nutrition. We've talked with the teachers who tell us the children cannot focus in school because they didn't have breakfast. And we know what a difference vitamins and essential nutrients can make in these moms and these children's lives. We've been in towns and villages with moms who tell us what a difference our prenatal multiple vitamins have made, how they couldn't get up off out of bed for their first pregnancy, but after taking our multiple prenatals, they're now working in the garden until right before they deliver. Moms tell us that their first baby only weighed 3 or 4 pounds, which can be life-threatening. But after taking our prenatal multiples, their second baby weighed 7 or 8 pounds, and they'll hold up those babies and say, "Look at my big baby, so happy." Women who cannot breastfeed their first child now, after receiving our multiple prenatals, have more than enough milk for their second baby. This is the work that Vitamin Angels is doing around the world every single day. We know how important it is because we've met the women and children whose lives have been impacted and are being impacted again every single day. We've been in their homes. We've walked with them to get water from the stream that they can use for drinking and washing, cleaning and cooking. We've played with their children. Every photo you see today, every video is authentic. There are no stock images. These are the children. These are the babies. These are the women and families that we are serving. They're just like us. They cry when their children are sick. They laugh when their children are happy. And they worry about their children's future because their circumstances are so challenging, because they lack basic resources. They truly are the most vulnerable people in the world, and COVID has only put their lives more at risk. During this time, when food supply chains have been disrupted, when people are out of work and money's tight, when governments are not doing their regular public health campaigns, the women and children we are reaching need our help more than ever. This is when something as simple as our feeding program in the UK, where we get fresh fruits and fresh vegetables to at-risk children in daycare centers through the National Day Nurseries Association, can make such a huge difference. Or when we get prenatal multiple vitamins to a woman who's struggling in a remote village in the Democratic Republic of Congo so she can have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy and happy baby. Or when we do vitamin A distributions in 70 countries around the world so children will not be vulnerable to something as simple as a common cold. This is when something as simple as a vitamin or a nutrition intervention can make such a huge difference. Without your support, we would not be reaching children in the UK. Without your support, we would not be doing vitamin A distributions all around the world. Without Walgreens Boots Alliance's support, we would not be leading our global prenatal campaign with a goal to eliminate newborn mortality due to vitamin deficiency diseases by the year 2030. But because of you, because of Walgreens Boots Alliance's support, and because of your long-term commitment, we are giving women and children in communities around the world hope for a better future. Hope for a future where their children will not be vulnerable to every illness or every germ, where something like diarrhea or a common cold or a minor infection does not have to be life-threatening. A future where their children can go to school and will have a chance to grow up healthy. A future where so much more is possible. Thank you for being with us on this journey. Thank you for believing in these women and children and saying that their lives are worth it. And thank you for making your commitment to making this world that we are living in a better place, a healthier place today.
You made me from scratch, planted a seed and watched it grow, nurtured its quiet heartbeat, all while carrying the world on your back and my life in your body with fortitude and grace. Through hours of labor, from the trials that have shaped you. Long before the world welcomed me, I had already traveled miles in your womb, but I've never walked in your shoes. They're big ones to fill. Sometimes you wonder how the years passed by, in awe of the child you conceived. A seed you planted, a stem you watered, a flower that unfurled its leaves, because you supported the world on your back to nourish mine and create me from scratch. Being a mother is in your nature. Thank you, Mom, for being mine.
Wow, Howard, what an inspiring story. What we're now going to do is to hear from 5 people from across Walgreens Boots Alliance talking about why they have decided to become involved with Vitamin Angels and how they are going to activate this involvement. First, I'd like to invite Julian Mount, the Managing Director of Alliance Healthcare in the United Kingdom, to explain why his business has become involved with this project. Julian.
Thank you, Richard. I'm delighted to be here. Engaging colleagues with any fundraising activity requires a carefully crafted plan and a well-executed communication campaign covering 3 main areas. Number 1, I believe you need to have a clear and meaningful message that resonates with your teams. You need colleagues to connect with your message. You need colleagues to get excited about the program and to feel passion about the cause. You need colleagues to want to support your efforts and to feel part of something that is really making a positive difference to people's lives. You have to get this part right. So I ask yourself, why am I asking you to get excited about this program? Is what we are trying to achieve noble and meaningful? Will this cause stand out enough against so many competing needs? And is what we're trying to do achievable? And are we tackling an issue that people want to support? Then when you find your key message, you need to tailor it to your audience. I understand this cannot be entirely led from the top or just developed from the bottom. Forget hierarchy. You need everyone behind this cause. So your message and your purpose has to translate across your teams from your exec and leadership teams right across operations. You have to create a bond that we're all in this together. Now, secondly, create engagement and excitement. You need to make what you're doing really stand out, and you have to make it engaging and exciting. Have a strong launch with a calendar of events that colleagues can get involved with. Engage with all levels of the organisation and keep your message present and resonant. And remember your purpose. Keep people motivated and united behind the cause. Thirdly, communicate. So how do you keep colleagues engaged? Through powerful, meaningful, and creative communication. Colleagues want to feel part of something that is successful. Feed the good news stories and keep the momentum going. Real stories from the charity bring the cause to life. Hear from the charity, share their news and updates, lead from the top, speak to your teams and demonstrate your support. I believe using a blend of proven communication channels tells your story. Now let me tell you what we did at Alliance Healthcare. In 2019, we launched our partnership with Vitamin Angels and we developed our message. We worked with our employee forum to identify what charity support is important to them. We learned our people care about helping people across the world, and especially here in the UK. We wanted to help children. So we contacted Vitamin Angels and established a program that together would help end childhood malnutrition in the UK and across the world. We identified our key messages and specific UK issues with an astounding 1 in 4 children are at risk of malnutrition here in the UK. We were now motivated to tackle this issue and play our part. But what did we have to do? We had to create engaging content. We needed to communicate our message in a creative and inspiring way. Working with Vitamin Angels, we created content that would tell our story to our teams. We visited a UK nursery near one of our Northern Service Centres, where 2 members of my leadership team, along with our CSR champion and a local Alliance Healthcare driver, learned how the UK feeding programme works. Seeing the charity in action and the benefit that children and parents were having from this wonderful cause has truly been inspiring. The team also heard directly from the teachers the recognisable benefits to the children's education that comes from receiving fresh and nutritious fruit and vegetables. We produced a powerful video from this visit to tell the story and help launch this exciting new partnership across our teams. So now, with our message and purpose was clear, we needed a target. We want to reach 300,000 children through employee fundraising to raise £60,000 and beyond. We held multiple launch events across the business with over 20 face-to-face briefings at 7 Alliance Healthcare sites, reaching some 500 warehouse and support office colleagues. The video was published across our internal communication channels and also newsletters and posters across the business. To reach this ambitious fundraising target, we had to formulate a number of large and exciting events for our teams. 2 key highlights from me include our Summer Championship, a championship featuring football and netball tournaments in 2 locations with over 300 players, friends and family from across Alliance Healthcare taking part, and a cycle challenge from Leeds to Chessington led by my operations director and his team. Both events received fantastic support from Vitamin Angels and demonstrated the true partnership we have. Now, communicate, communicate, communicate. We made sure we kept communicating our purpose to our colleagues, reinforcing the message and reaching our goal to help end child malnutrition. We developed rich and engaging communication material and even created a mascot to help give the charity a bespoke identity for our teams. Vitamin Angels became a charity that people wanted to fundraise for, and people wanted to join our organised events and activities. We kept to our plan, and I'm delighted that we will reach our target and look to develop this incredible partnership in the years ahead. Now, I'm very pleased to introduce Frank Verheijen, the Director of Health and Beauty at Alliance Healthcare in the Netherlands. Thank you.
Thank you, Julian, for handing over to me. I'm Frank Verheijen. I'm responsible for corporate social responsibility in the Netherlands for Alliance Healthcare, and I'm director of the Boots stores and online in the Netherlands. Thank you, everyone, for coming together to celebrate such a great partnership. It was nearly 2 years ago that the international retail leaders came together in Milan, Italy, hosted by Jacopo Caller. There, we made our commitment to start a partnership with Vitamin Angels. I'd like to highlight what Vitamin Angels is meaning for me, but also why the Boots Netherlands started working with Vitamin Angels. We wanted to be part of the partnership for Vitamin Angel that had reached more than 250 million of women and children with life-changing vitamins. We are allowing women and children lead healthy and productive lives no matter what they live and where they live. The Netherlands has always been dedicated to CSR initiatives, for example the Alliance Healthcare Games, but also the support of EORTC. We saw the Vitamin Angels partnership as an opportunity to continue CSR objectives while engaging with customers and suppliers in a new way. And how did we do that in the Netherlands? We worked together with Alviga pharmacies and Boots pharmacies. We engaged customers by selling JOS bottles where you can fill in water with extra spaces for pills and donate a certain amount to Vitamin Angels. It was a great way to engage customers and allow them to understand their impact by purchasing this and trying back to Vitamin Angels. We did it with suppliers. 4 different suppliers signed up to participate, and we engaged suppliers to participate in this campaign in January and February of this year for Vitamin Angels and the vitamin sellout. The different suppliers I like to mention, it were Piki Benelux, Lucovital, Peritio, Davitamon, It's a Small World of Disney, and Vemedio Imgoma from Roter de Veron. The campaign worked. The sellout of the brands who participated in the Vitamin Angel had a sellover of 26% more than the vitamin suppliers who didn't participate. They had a sellout of 5% more. And we shared these feedback with the suppliers and they were quite enthusiastic. So the Vitamin Angels partnership allows Boots in the Netherlands to engage customers and suppliers while also increasing sales of the participating vitamin brands. I hope I have triggered you and encouraged you to start working with Vitamin Angels from a low stand way or to speed up with the partnerships of Vitamin Angels. So we will work together in the Netherlands and continue to work towards a better and healthier place of women and children around the world. Thank you for reaching out, and I'd like to hand over to Brittany Holmgren, Walgreens Senior Category Manager, Vitamins. Thank you.
Great, thanks Frank. Hi everyone, I'm Brittany Holmgren. I'm the Senior Category Manager on Vitamins here at Walgreens. First, I want to thank everyone for coming together to celebrate such an amazing partnership. The Vitamin Angels partnership is a passion point for the Walgreens company. It provides differentiation for Walgreens and makes us a destination for vitamins and supplements. However, it does so much more than that and gives so much back to these women and children. So first, I'll start with a short history of our partnership. Our partnership began in 2013 as a 30-day end stand campaign and has transformed into a vitamin category-wide always-on campaign that has exceeded all expectations. This partnership ladders back to the overarching strategy, and it's very simple. Get vitamins, change lives. And we make it known. When she purchases these items from Walgreens, she's choosing to make a real difference in the United States and around the globe. We remind her that her participation in these products at Walgreens supports a great cause that she can really feel good about. This partnership has been so successful, and what I love most about it is that it continues to evolve. Buying vitamins at Walgreens helps support women and children in our local communities as well as around the world. The partnership offers tangible results that demonstrate the incredible achievements both internally and externally. And to date, this partnership has reached over 250 million women and children with life-changing vitamins. That's 250 million. This program also helps women and children lead healthy and productive lives no matter where they live. Our leadership also sees Vitamin Angels partnership as an opportunity to support our CSR initiatives, as well as engaging our suppliers and consumers in a new way. Our team members have really rallied around the partnership, and it's meaningful to all of us here at the support center, as well as in the field. Walgreens and Vitamin Angels have continued to bring this partnership to life with the help of our supplier partners. For over 6 years, our suppliers have committed their support by donating 1% of retail sales to Vitamin Angels. That's every vitamin supplier. However, Walgreens also has some skin in the game, where we donate on behalf of our own brand portfolio. We really make this come to life for our customer in store through our merchandising and marketing plan. And we have a dedicated plan for Vitamin Angels. It's all encompassing through in-store, through our social media, through our earned and paid media with foundational storytelling, as well as our digital roadout. Our suppliers also really lean in with incremental support in this program and support us through programs like Shopkick, direct mailers, and in many other areas driving traffic into Walgreens. We could not be more excited to share our passion and excitement for this truly amazing partnership, where we're able to celebrate an achievement of reaching 250 women and children, and knowing that we're not done. We're so excited to keep this momentum going as we expand our partnerships to Walgreens Boots Alliance, which will enable us to protect the health of even more women and children around the world. I cannot wait to see what incredible impact Walgreens, WBA, and Vitamin Angels will have together. Now it's my pleasure to turn it over to Jacobo Kohler, the Senior Vice President, Managing Director of International Retail. Thank you.
Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jacobo Kohler and I'm the Senior Vice President and Managing Director for International Retail. Thank you so much for joining us here. It's great to know that so many of you from all around the world are gathering together virtually today to learn more about our partnership with VA. Firstly, I want to talk a bit about why I'm such a big advocate for Vitamin Angels and the work we at WBA can do with them. WBA and Vitamin Angels have had a tremendous impact on the global community, working together to reach 250 million women and children with life-changing vitamins. This is an incredible achievement, and I really believe that together we are furthering WBA's purpose to help people across the world lead healthier and happier lives. It's because of this belief that 2 years ago, I stood in a hotel in Milan and spoke to all our international markets, asking them to join together in a commitment to this partnership. A lot of work has gone on since then, and I'm excited to speak to you all again today and be able to share with you that WBA has signed a global agreement with Vitamin Angels, making them a strategic partner to our business on a worldwide scale. We heard from the speakers today what an amazing impact Vitamin Angels has had on their business, the way it engaged employees, suppliers, and customers, and of course, that it allowed all of us to be a part of a partnership that has reached 250 million women and children and counting. So once again, I really urge all of you to join the power of this partnership, as we look to reach even more women and children around the world. I want to personally thank everyone who has been a part of making this global agreement happen. Today, the WBA and Vitamin Angels partnership is stronger than ever, and with this new agreement, there will be no limits as to what we can achieve together. Now, I'm pleased to introduce Ornella Barra, WBA's Co-Chief Operating Officer and CSR Committee Chair, who has exciting news to share regarding the future of the WBA and Vitamin Angels partnership.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Jacobo, for the introduction, and I also want to say thank you to Richard and Julian, and to everyone in the CSR team for organizing for the first time an event about our partnership with Vitamin Angel for WBA colleagues. And I also wanted to say a big thank you to Howard Schiffer, founder and the president of Vitamin Angel, for his incredible passion and commitment and for making our collaboration possible. In this unprecedented time we are living, it is more important than ever to reinforce a key partnership and alliance, especially those that can improve access to healthcare for people and the communities. Our partnership with Vitamin Angels is a great example of how joining forces for a common goal we can achieve a lot. Over the past 7 years, Walgreens and Vitamin Angel have been on a journey to make a difference in the health of women and children around the world. So far, we have reached 250 million women and children in over 70 countries, all over the world, with life-saving vitamins and minerals. It is thanks to your joint effort that these people are healthier today. This should make us all very proud and encourage us to do even more. That's why we have decided to set a new goal to reach 400 million children and mothers in the next 3 years. We also wanted to further extend this collaboration with Vitamin Angel to other businesses across the WBA. I am glad to see that this has already started with Alliance Care UK. As a global care company, we know how critical role is to help people accessing good health care. Through our pharmacy, deeply rooted in community around the world, and with the partnership of organizations like Vitamin Angel, we deliver on our mission to providing essential care, supporting and assisting right where is most needed. I am confident that with your support, we'll continue to make a difference around the world. Thank Vitamin Angel. Thank all of you for all your hard work and the passion you put in this partnership. And thank you for believing WBA purpose of helping people live healthier, happier lives.
Well, you have heard some inspiring stories, and I really, really do hope that all of you recognize and understand the fantastic work that Vitamin Angels is doing. I am personally delighted that the company has agreed to continue its collaboration with Vitamin Angels for a further 3 years. During this time, another 150 million courses of vitamins will be donated to Vitamin Angels to be used to help mothers-to-be and children around the world. I think this will make 400 million in total, which is something to be celebrated and something we should all feel justly proud of. Thank you to everyone.